Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the second themed reading vlog for this year. Sorry for the weird location. We are in my beauty space. I already did the spinner wheel for this reading vlog. If you didn't know, I have a wheel, like a random roulette wheel with 50 themed reading vlog ideas. And I have so many ideas, I was getting overwhelmed, and I have decision fatigue all the time as a mom of 3. So I just like spinning that wheel and seeing what it tells me to read and filming a vlog for you guys. So I hope you are enjoying it. Last time, booktubers gave me reading prompts and I found books to read for that. This time it was genre specific, and now I was going to do a roulette for genre as well, but I thought no, I know exactly what genre I want to read this week, and that is fantasy romance for Realmathon because I am Team Bale and I have a lot of fantasy romance on this month's TBR, being April. Hopefully you're actually seeing this in April because I've been so bad at editing on time. But all that rambling aside, before I hop into the books I plan on reading, I would like to introduce myself as I usually do. Hello, my name is Emily, and on this channel you'll find mostly bookish content as well as some gardening content, especially now that the weather is warming up here where I live, and the occasional motherhood content. This is my second channel where I just post everything that interests me outside of beauty. My main channel, this is my main filming space, is a beauty channel, specifically project panning, so if that is something that interests you, my main channel is linked in my description box. But if you like bookish content as well as some other things I'm interested in, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. But now let's talk about the books I plan on reading this week. So this year in 2022, my best friend Rebecca and I are reading through the Throne of Glass series. We are currently on Queen of Shadows. I have my dust jacket off so it doesn't get all rumpled up. And we are on chapter 51. We read 5 chapters every day. So this, I think, might be finished this week. I haven't done the math. I'm not sure. I think there's like 90 chapters. So usually we read much more in the last bit because we want to finish. So I think this will be done this week. This isn't technically fantasy romance, I wouldn't say. It's definitely like a new adult / young adult fantasy series. There is romance in it, but the other 2 books I plan on reading are much more like specifically fantasy romance. But as I will be reading Queen of Shadows this week, I thought I would just include it so we'd have a nice 3-book reading vlog. I don't know why, that just seems like a good number to me. So Queen of Shadows. Now the 2 other books I will be reading mostly for Realmathon. Like I said, I am Team Bale, which means we are fantasy romance, and our team leaders are Becca from Becca and the Books, or With the Books, and Mel Lenore Reads. So I have 2 fantasy romance books I think I can get to this week. I have 1 or 2 others on my April TBR, but I think this is all I will be able to get to as they are quite chunky. First, I have the Zodiac Academy. This is book 1, The Awakening. This is a bully fantasy romance. It is fae and set in a school, and your powers revolve around your zodiac sign. We're following twins. They are Gemini twins, and I think this is going to be more like a guilty pleasure read. I've heard that the writing and stuff is very simplistic, especially in the first book or 2, and that the bullying is really intense. I'm going into this with an open mind, but I am a little bit nervous. It is over 400 pages, but I think I will be able to read it pretty quickly. And a lot of people are loving this, especially on Book Talk. So I'm hoping it's a new series that I will love and be able to buy like the others in the series. Because the second option is from a series I'm not really loving. This is book 3, The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout This is book 3 of the From Blood and Ash series, and I liked From Blood and Ash and Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, but I didn't love it. I'm not obsessed like other people. Some things are just so cringy to me, and this book in particular, book 3, has very mixed reviews. I have no idea what direction it's going. I do know it has a pretty heavy military plot, so it's going to count for those bonus points for Realmathon as well as being fantasy romance, like my team's genre. I'm very nervous about this. I'm sure you like know what From Blood and Ash is about. Again, fantasy romance, hence the theme of this vlog. This is more like vampire-ish based, and like a maiden, and her name is Poppy, and she's very naive and drives me nuts. This is very smutty. I don't know how smutty Zodiac Academy is going to be. I really have no idea. So we will see. This is fae romance. This is like vampire-ish romance. So have these as well. And then Queen of Shadows, like I said. So this is the reading plans for this week. Wish me luck. All right, you guys, I finally finished Queen of Shadows. It is Tuesday evening around supper time, so I'm making great time for this weekly reading vlog of reading fantasy romance. Like I said in my intro, this isn't really fantasy romance. It's a fantasy series that has a romance as like a small part of it, a subplot, if you will. This is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, and I loved it. I think this was my favorite one so far. I can't wait to talk about this book with my best friend Rebecca, as her and I have been reading this together, and I did finish a little bit before her, so I'm just so eager to talk about it. I can't chat about it too much with you guys as it is the 4th in the series. Just know that a lot of things happened, and actually a lot of plot points kind of wrapped up in this 4th book, so it's almost like this was like the first arc of the series, and then the next 3 books are going to be a second arc. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I'm feeling like. The kids are going crazy, and I am at, like, they're on my last nerve. I think I'm going to give this 5 stars. I actually really loved it, and I had wanted to read it faster than what our buddy read schedule was allowing. I tried really hard, except for at the very end, to stay on schedule, and then I kind of zoomed right through to the end today. I read a lot of this book, and I enjoy my time so much. So now I'm going to be moving on to the Zodiac Academy, book 1, The Awakening, and I did start this. I'm on page 79 going into chapter 6. So I've read 5 chapters so far and I'm enjoying it. I feel like this is going to be a bit of like a guilty pleasure read. The writing is very simplistic. I already really dislike Seth. If you know, you know. This is a fantasy romance fae as well as Throne of Glass. Hello. Hi. And this is a magical school setting, which I'm really excited about. I want to read more magical school setting books. So if you have any recommendations, leave those down in the comments below. I've heard that the writing isn't great, that there are definitely issues, but that it's compulsively readable. Like you just want to keep turning the pages. And I read the first 79 pages very quickly, and I'm enjoying my time. Do I think this is going to be an all-time favorite book? No, but I'm excited to keep reading it, and I'll check in around the halfway point. She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift and hope that you'll take it into her side. Ooh, books. Want to read a book? What do you want to do? We can find a book to read together. Hey guys, excuse my appearance. I just wanted to hop on with a quick reading update for today. It is Thursday. Earlier today, Emmett and I went to the library. I picked up Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. This was a recommendation from the Bookish Mama on Bookstagram, and is the book therapy book club. I think for this month, I'm not going to get to it this month because my April TBR is so huge, but I have this out for like 3 or 4 weeks or something, so I'll get to that. An update on the Zodiac Academy. I'm more than halfway through now. I'm about to start chapter 12. I'm on page 229 of, I think it's like 411 pages, like 430 pages. So yeah, about halfway. I'm struggling, you guys. Like, okay, I'm not struggling because I'm actually flying through it really quickly. I have something in my eye now. But oh my God, I have so many issues. I've been loving chatting with people who have read this book because I can like discuss my spoilery thoughts. I will not spoil anything in this video. Okay, so this is a magical school setting. I said it was like a fae magical school, but there's more than fae, or everything is lumped into fae. So like there's werewolves, there's vampires, like all kinds of stuff. Griffins, hydras, like literally all the magical creatures are in this book, which has been really cool to see. The werewolves make me cringe. They have like this touchy-feely thing. Makes me cringe so hard. There are a few things. I think that this is self-published. So there's a lot of typos and certain things like punctuation problems that I'm having that I give it a little bit more slack because I believe it is self-published. But there are things that I feel like should have been fixed even if you didn't have like the big gun editors behind you, if that makes sense. So for example, the twins are from Chicago before they get to the magical school, but they say things or think things like their inner monologue of like, I'm gonna suck my pride up like a Hoover. Hoover is like a British or UK or European term for a vacuum. I'm Canadian, but like Canada and the US would call that a vacuum. Now, the authors are from the UK, but I just feel like that, just little things like that are really noticeable to me in reading this, that some of the terms that they're using aren't actually American terms when the girls are supposed to be American. And like, it's your job as an author writing a story, if you're not going to have your characters be similar to you in where they're from, that you understand those types of things. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then I heard people say like, oh, the bullying is really bad because the girls aren't strong enough and don't understand enough to stick up for themselves, which is true. But these girls are so stupid. Like, things are laid out to them very clearly, repeated to them by their peers, like by the heirs who are bullying them, by the teachers in their school, like literally telling them. And they're like, la 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 la, and then get humiliated. I'm like, yes, they're bullying them and they're being really mean, and the bullying is very bad. I was warned going into this that the bullying can be really triggering, but like they walk right into it in like the most obvious of ways. Like the writing in here is very simplistic, not the greatest. There is no nuance. Like, you are just told everything. And I'm having a really hard time with that. Like, these are seasoned authors. Caroline and Suzanne, they're sisters. They have wrote a ton of books. I mean, they're listed in like 5 pages in the back of this book, all the books that they have written. So this isn't like a debut or anything like that. I'm hoping, everyone tells me get to book 3 and then it's like gets way better from there, and I will give it a chance. I'm just struggling a bit, and each like issue I'm having is just so glaringly obvious that it takes away from my enjoyment. I am still going through it very quickly and I will finish it. I just don't think it's going to be an all-time favorite. These books are available on KU, and I think I'm going to read a couple of them through my KU subscription instead of buying the paperbacks, because I'm scared of wasting my money and getting the physical copies. Now, I am a little hesitant to even do that because I don't typically read such huge books on my Kindle. That's usually reserved for like shorter books, like 300 pages or less. Novellas, things like that is what I mostly enjoy reading on my Kindle. And I mean, these books get to be 500, 600, 700 pages. So that was a long rambly thoughts on this. I'll check in with you guys again once I finish this. Hey guys, so I did finish Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, the first book in the series, quite a while ago, and I've actually read Exodus by Kate Stewart in between, which is why I didn't continue this vlog, but I did end up giving this book 3 stars, and I talked about most of my issues already, like with the verbiage used where the twins are from Chicago versus the UK where the authors are from. And I think I talked like about how the writing isn't great and all that. I don't even remember until I pieced these clips together for the vlog. But overall, I gave it a 3 stars because as much as I had issues with certain things that probably wouldn't have occurred if this were traditionally published and not indie published, overall, I enjoyed myself in like a weirdly entertaining kind of way. I think I already compared this to like reality TV where it's entertaining and you just want to keep watching the next episode. And I just wanted to turn the next page. I want to pick up the next book to keep up with the drama and the entertainment and see what happens. No, I don't think this is fantastically written. No, I do not like the characters or the writing really. And yet, I'm invested. I want to know what happens next. So, there we have it.
Enough! Enough!
Buddy. Emmett's spun you guys around to look outside of our window. So, next I am finally, hold on, no thank you, going to be picking up The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Again, I was supposed to read this last week, but I just was reading other things when I shouldn't have been. Story of my life, especially with these reading vlogs. I feel like I struggle so hard to stick to a very defined TBR. This is the 3rd book in the From Blood and Ash series. This is a like new adult fantasy romance series. There's vampires. And I feel that this is also written very simply, similar to Zodiac Academy. I haven't started this book yet, but Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing is very simple, easy to read, very entertaining, similar sort of vibes in that way. These books are ginormous and they read very young. And others have said it's because our main character, Poppy, reads very naive because she is very sheltered, but I feel like it's more than that. It reads like the younger side of YA and then smut stuff. And I find it very alarming. I just read Exodus. I'm into dark romance things, but like the vibe doesn't match in these books for me. Like, yes, our characters are older. They're like 18, 19 into 20s. But they are just reading so much younger than that. And like their sexual escapades are like intense. And if this book were written, again, not this book, but like if this series was written with a more adult lens, I don't think I would have these issues. So I'm hesitant to go into this, but it's on my shelf. I need to read it. I have A Shadow of an Ember, whatever, on my shelves as well, which is the prequel, but you have to read this book first. So I'm just trudging my way through Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing. Again, reading fantasy romance for Realmathon, for my team, Bale. I'm trying to get as many points as possible for my team for the readathon. And this is also on my TBR Star Hop April TBR as well. So it needs to get done. I'm just hesitant and I'm trying to go into it with an open mind, but just based on my feelings of the first 2 books in the series, I don't know if that's really possible. Emmett's knocking you guys over. I'll see you guys later. You're doing a great job. Is that good right there?
And no. And
Push. And twist it a little.
and done.
It didn't really cut through. Wait, it didn't work. Try again. Try again.
And done.
Wait, but you're not all the way on it, buddy.
And done.
Show them your biscuit.
I got it.
You're dirty. Emma's making biscuits.
I got it. I got it.
I think this will just work for the last one. It'll be a little bit of a weird shape, but do you think we can just keep it like that?
And this. And do.
Okay.
You could make one more out of the last bit of dough.
And do.
Careful with that. It's not cut all the way through. Just hold on. You're not pressing hard. Oh, you need
I'm
to
done.
twist it a little. Okay. Look, there it is.
You could probably make like one more.
Enough.
You squish the pieces together.
Can I squish some of it up?
That's like the last one.
Emmett can have the one he's making right now. Because it's special.
Oh.
That's good, buddy. Look, we'll just have it this size. Do you want to make it a heart? Want to make a heart biscuit? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Let's see if it will bake into a heart.
Enough.
That's enough. Whoa. You did it!
I want to make a bowl.
These are Emmett's biscuits. We'll see how they turn out. I'll do a proper check-in later. But oh my god, you guys. I just need to read you. I'm on chapter 18. Page 243. That could have, I don't know, unlocked something in you. Like I'm a door? A better analogy would be a chest unlocking inside of you. Need I say more? Hey guys, finally checking in. I have been putting this off. I am now on page 404 of 650 or so. I need to finish this tomorrow because it will be the last day of the month. And I'm reading this for Realmathon, and also just I like having books wrapped up at the end of the month if possible. And this has been going on for 2 weeks. Like, I'm so done with this book. My feelings are much the same as they were for the second book, and what I shared with you being my fears going into this. Too noisy. Poppy is the most annoying character I have ever read about. Like, I can't stand her. The dialogue in here is truly awful. Like, nobody speaks like that. This feels like, what was I thinking of yesterday? The Secret Life of an American Teenager era of like really bad teen TV. That kind of cringy, weird dialogue. Like, nobody talks like that. Combined with the cringy sex scenes. And my problem, I read smutty books. I know we've talked about this already. My problem is that this reads so young, and then you're just like smacked in the face with a sex scene. Like, it's giving me whiplash. And I'm finding, again, same as the other books, more so in the second book. I enjoyed the first book more than the second and third book. It's so repetitive, and it almost seems to be like within the chapters, like maybe she's writing a chapter at a time, but within each chapter there will be like a certain phrase that is repeated, and then there are phrases repeated throughout the whole book as well, like Castiel's dimples. But like one chapter, the air whooshed out of her like 3 times. And then another chapter, people kept looking at her like she had an arm growing out of her head, a third arm. And there were multiple instances of the same phrasing that was like same weird phrasing used repeatedly within a chapter. And then Castiel's dimples, Poppy asking yet another question, like over and over and over again. It's not just repetitive in the way some fantasies are with reminding you of world building or plot points. It's like certain super freaking annoying phrases. Like, we get it. I don't DNF. I don't know why I can't. My mom thinks I'm crazy. So many of my friends think I'm crazy, but I'm hate reading this, but I want to finish it. And everyone's telling me that the prequel, A Shadow in the Ember, I already own it, and that is really good. So I do want to read that, but that you should read this first. But I hate Poppy. I hate the writing. Why am I doing this to myself so often? So I am like chronically anti-hype. Like, everyone's reading this certain series, everyone's watching this TV show, everyone's wearing this certain thing. I'll be like, nope. And it's like a stubbornness, not to be like, not like other girls, but like, even in high school, everyone was wearing leggings and Uggs. I was always wearing jeans and sneakers. Like, I've never owned a pair of Uggs. I've never owned a pair of Crocs. Like, all of these super popular things, I don't do. I don't read popular series when they're super hyped up. And then when I do, I hate them. And then I feel like the black sheep. Like, everyone's giving this 5 stars, or at least 4 stars that I know. Everyone's raving about it. My best friend has reread the series like maybe 2 times now. And I don't even want to message her about it because I'm hating it. And it was the same with Zodiac Academy, wasn't it? Everyone's loving that. It's all over Book Talk and Bookstagram. I know so many people who are loving that series. And I'm not. At least with that one, like, it was still kind of a good time, like a guilty pleasure. You're in it for the drama, you're in it for the entertainment. And this one, like, every time, so I have 250 pages left and I want to finish it in the next 24 hours. I'm not going to be able to do that. Every time I need to sit down and read it, I'm like, okay, 3 chapters and then you can watch a YouTube video or like something else that I want to be doing. Am I alone in this? I feel so bad hating on this, but like, oh my God, hating it. Hey guys, it is super duper late, but I finally finished The Crown of Gilded Bones. Once again, the ending hooked me enough to read the next books. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. with multiple series, but here we are. Well, you guys know, I was hating the first 75% of this book, and then the last 25%, Poppy is suddenly less irritating, and the events at the end of this book, sorry, my hand is shaking, it's like 11:30 at night, and I've been up since the butt crack of dawn, and very, very busy, like full out all day. Let me see if I can prop you up on my knee. I wanted to wrap up this vlog and just kind of wash my hands of it because it's been kind of stressing me out. The last 25% of this book, I was actually enjoying myself, but I feel like that's because Poppy was less annoying. Like, she is my biggest issue with this book, and the writing became less repetitive and the dialogue was a little better. Like, it's so weird. It wasn't just the plot and like what's happening that made me enjoy it more. Like, the other parts of the book that I hated weren't present in the last quarter of the book, or am I just losing it? This vlog has been very interesting to film because fantasy romance is a genre that I have been trying to get into more because I love fantasy. I like YA fantasy, if that is what it's going to be. I love adult fantasy. That is kind of like where my heart lies. And I've also been enjoying romance as a genre more and more in the last year or two. I don't know. I want to experiment more with the fantasy romance genre because I want to love it. I'm a sucker and I'm gonna read the next book in the series because I need to know what happens. I know the prequel comes next, and I've actually heard really positive things about the prequel where we follow Nyktos, I don't know how to pronounce their names, one of the gods in the prequel book, but you do need to read the first 3 of the From Blood and Ash, then read the prequel, and then continue on. So that is what I plan on doing. Once again, I need to go to bed. Let me know what you think of the fantasy romance genre. What other books do you think I would like instead? Clearly, the hyped book talk type fantasy romance books aren't really for me. I have older fantasy romance series on my shelves. Like, let's go see what I have. My shelves are a mess because the kids put stuff on there, but I have the Karen Marie Moning Dark Fever series, which is an older one, as well as the Cressley Cole what's this series called? Immortal something. Does it not say? Oh, the Immortals After Dark series. I have 1 through 10, and then randomly, I think this is 13. I'm missing 2 in here, but I keep finding them secondhand. So maybe this is a fantasy romance series I would enjoy more. I'm not sure. I'm sure I have others on my shelf as well, but those were the 2 like older style ones I have been picking up secondhand when I see them that I want to give a try. Let me know if you have any themed reading vlog suggestions. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!